Well, I thought we were done with this topic, Broncos country, but when Aaron Rodgers speaks, you have to make a video. Rodgers just gave his thoughts on his former coach and the comments made by Sean Payton recently that just absolutely blasted Nathaniel Hackett's coaching job last year. So let's hear what Aaron Rodgers told Peter Schrager of NFL Network in an interview today. Now, this information is coming courtesy of an ESPN article. It made me feel bad that someone who has accomplished a lot in the league is that insecure that they have to take another man down to set themselves up for some easy fall if it doesn't go that well for this team this year. I think it's way out of line, inappropriate. I think he needs to keep my coach's name out of his mouth. Damn, man, so taking a page out of the Will Smith book there. But in all seriousness, I would not expect Aaron Rodgers to say anything else. For better or for worse, Aaron is going to speak his mind. That's just who he is, man. And he's somebody who has always been the first to defend Nathaniel Hackett. They clearly have a very special relationship. They tried to reunite here in Denver in 2022, but the Green Bay Packers ultimately refused the trade. People forget Rodgers wanted to come here. He wanted to work with Nathaniel Hackett in Denver, but Green Bay wouldn't allow it to happen. Ultimately, they chose to run it back in Green Bay. The relationship soured even more, and the divorce happened. The inevitable divorce happened between Rodgers and the Packers, and now he gets to reunite with Nathaniel Hackett on the Jets. So overall, listen, I don't have any issues at all with Aaron Rodgers going to defend Nathaniel Hackett. Those two, again, are very, very close and will always have that connection together from their time in Green Bay. And Rodgers has said that Nathaniel Hackett was one of the best coaches that he's ever played for in terms of making things fun and making things interactive for his players. And yeah, fun and interactive is all great and everything, but when you don't have a grasp on the locker room and you completely lose control over the situation, it's very clear that you're not cut out to be an NFL head coach, and that's the case with Nathaniel Hackett. Rodgers also talked about Nathaniel Hackett being an extremely good person, a loving father, and just an overall great human being. And I feel like every single person in Broncos country and every single person who was in the Denver Broncos locker room for the most part will agree with you. Nathaniel Hackett is a good guy, but being a good guy doesn't always lead to success, especially being an NFL head coach where you have to manage a bunch of alpha personalities in one locker room. You have to manage 60 plus basically alpha personalities because every single person who's in the NFL is an alpha. They're a dog, man. I mean, you have to be in order to play this game for a living. So to manage that many personalities in one locker room, Nathaniel Hackett clearly was not cut out for that. Now, Aaron Rodgers definitely re-stirred the pot here with his comments, and the game between the Jets and the Broncos is certainly going to have a lot more spice and a lot more intrigue to it in Week 5. Overall, man, Sean Payton was not wrong in any of the comments that he made. Sure, he maybe shouldn't have gone on the record and said some of the things that he said. He acknowledged that in his press conference following the first day of training camp. He said that he still had his Fox hat on, and you got to notice he didn't go and backtrack anything that he said. He just said that he probably shouldn't have said that on the record. And I agree with that. That's something that you say between your fellow coaches. That's something you say between some players. That's not something that you tell a seasoned reporter that's going to report that out to the entire NFL landscape to see. And it ultimately caused a bunch of chaos and controversy that it didn't need to cause. So I feel like Sean Payton probably is putting his foot in his mouth a little bit just for the overall media circus that this has caused, because he is trying to eliminate distractions from his locker room. But I can also completely understand why Sean Payton did this. I don't feel like it's anything to do with insecurity. I feel like it's everything to do with trying to eliminate some of the media blame and just the overall media chaos that has been going on for the past few months, and it's trying to, I think, deflect away some of the outside noise from the team. We'll see if that strategy works for Sean Payton, because it's a very bold strategy and one that could absolutely blow up in his face if the Denver Broncos aren't successful this season. Payton said it himself. He's going to be mad as hell if the Denver Broncos don't make the playoffs this season. And I can tell you, as a lifelong fan of this team, that we are going to be very pissed if the team does not make the playoffs this season. But I don't feel like Aaron Rodgers was out of line at all with anything that he said here. I would be surprised if he said anything different, honestly. I'm one of the few people out there that is still a fan of Aaron Rodgers, maybe not some of his political opinions, but I'm still a big fan of Aaron Rodgers, both on the field and for the most part off the field as well. Aaron is one of the last quarterbacks left of the generation that made me fall in love with this game as a 23-year-old football fan. So I really, really am very coveting this year of Aaron Rodgers with the Jets. And I'm super pumped for week 5. It's going to be my first chance to see Aaron Rodgers play live. And this game just got a lot more spice and a lot more intrigue to it. All right, Broncos country. I'm curious about how you guys feel on Aaron Rodgers' comments about Nathaniel Hackett and Sean Payton's little spat here. Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, as always. Be sure to leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are 2 free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out and helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country, just like you and me. And until next time, guys, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.